Hi, I'm Connie Rodriguez and welcome to my studio. I'm glad you're back because I want to show you some more things that you can do in acrylic painting with mark making today. And one of my series, I showed you how to start a painting with gesso and adding a color to the gesso. You can also purchase gesso in a color. I usually use white and then paint over it like I have done with this canvas. And I'm going to show you how we do mark making, which is like the foundation of the painting. And so I have a lot of different tools, and but I want to show you it once again, and I've already put on my gloves. This is called Art Guard. Put it all over my hands so that when the day is over I can just wash all that paint off. It's great. Okay, so this is a yellow 12 by 12 canvas, and I'm going to start making some marks. I have a lot of tools for mark making, and you can just use charcoal. This is called Art Graph. Let's see, by Verco Taylor Soluble Art Graph Shapes. I purchased that from Amazon. A lot of the things I do get from Amazon, and if I don't, I'll tell you where. So you can see that this is a small canvas. It's 12 by 12, and I have not put any marks on it at this time. So I really consider this just a yellow gesso canvas, and I'm going to kind of stay within the same side of the color wheel, the warm side of the color wheel, and start making some marks with these. I'm using Marabou crayons, and they're just wonderful. I love them for any kind of mark making. They're really oily and juicy. And I've got some other kind of mark makers by Kelly Creates. These are sort of luminescent, so you can put kind of marks on them like this. And I always like to use black because it does show through in the painting. And we're creating this foundation, like I said, where we're going to be able to see back into the history. Maybe not all of it, maybe none of it actually, but the mark making is really fun, and it sets the tone for this painting. So I'm going to do some acymic writing here. Acymic is just writing that means nothing actually, and this is that charcoal art graph. It's just a regular pencil that builders use. So I'm going to have a lot of curvilinear marks now, so I'm going to put some straighter ones in here like so. Okay, so I'm setting this aside. So here's my marks for this painting to begin. And I'm going to show you how to make some marks after I've already started painting. So this is on paper. This is 300-pound art watercolor paper. And you can see I've already put color on here. And I've made some mud here. Now, mud is generally thought of as ugly, but I want you to realize it's not. It can become very neutral in your painting. We need neutral colors in our work. And I also may be covering this up with collage in the next video. But once again, let me open my crayons here. Do some yummy marks on this one. Staying in some pinks. I don't really know what will show up, and I never do. And that's okay. So I have a box of oil pastels, and these are also wonderful. I'm going to pick some blacks. So I know this will sound very strange to some of you, but in the beginning of working, like I said before in another one of my videos, we're creating backgrounds, and the uglier it gets, the better. So we're playing in this beginning. You don't care what it looks like. It's just clay. And if it's ugly, that's perfect, because you can only go up from there, and it's okay to think about creating an ugly painting. This is kind of ugly, kind of a mess. It doesn't have any shape, any character, any focal point, not much of anything, but you can see it's mostly in the cool side of the color chart, right? So with blues and the grays and blacks. So I usually try to work on one side of the color wheel in the beginning. At the end, I might add an opposite for a focal point, an opposite color. So I'm going to pick some colors here. Still a little bit wet. The paint on here. Some more blacks. And you can come back later and visit me, and you'll see what happens to these. And one other painting I want to show you that I started. And again, in one of the earlier videos, I showed you how to use saran wrap. So this has a lot of saran wrap on top of it, and some of the paint that was on the saran wrap actually lifted and did these delicious marks on here that I couldn't have done any other way. So you can see once again, I'm in the warm side of the color wheel, but it's pretty ugly. It can go kind of, doesn't really need to go any one way, any one direction right now. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make a forest of trees with this painting at some point. But again, I'm just working on the background, and I'm making marks in here. So let's put a few more marks in this painting, and pick maybe some darker marks, maybe some grays. Has a lot of gray, can't even see it, so maybe not. How about white? Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'm getting those marks going. And how's that going to look when it turns out to be trees? I really don't know. And it's not important for me to know right now. I'm just working on the backgrounds, and I'm making the bones of a painting. Okay, so today is all about mark making, and I want to thank you for visiting me, and be sure to like the video below, and if you haven't subscribed, please do that as well. See you next time, and I'll show you how to put papers on these. Bye-bye.